Hi, are you thinking about moving to Cypress, Texas? Well, you're not alone. It's a highly sought after community and it's one that's often found on the list of top places to move to here in Houston. But is it a good fit for you? So, we're going to look at the pros and cons today of living in Cypress. So, the first pro today, it's kind of tough. There's so many nice things about Cypress, but I'm going to have to say it's location. You know, you're right off 290 and 99. So 99 being the Grand Parkway and it's a toll road, and then 290 being a freeway, big 10 lane at points freeway. So it's a great location. You're about 2 hours to Austin, 30 miles to George Bush Intercontinental Airport, 28 miles to the Woodlands, 40 miles to Lake Conroe, and you're a straight shot down to downtown Houston, right off 290. If you hop on 290, now the other thing I really have to say, and maybe it should be a pro all by itself, but they have a park and ride service. You just park your car, hop on a bus, and head to downtown, the medical center. It's really convenient. It's a great way to save time, fuel, toll expenses, and just give you something else to do with that time driving in. You can be preparing for a meeting, you could be reading, you could be napping, whatever works for you. It offers you those options. And you're not dealing with the frustration of traffic because you're just sitting back and enjoying the ride. It's very reasonable, and I think it's definitely something you should consider. If your workplace is on that route, I would definitely look into it. I can tell you my husband used Park and Ride when he was younger because he worked in downtown and he loved it. He'd take a nap, he'd read his paper. So, from personal experience, it works, and it's definitely something that you should consider. That's one of your items on your list, is not all communities have Park and Ride. All right, back to 290 and the 290 corridor. Oh my goodness, it offers you everything. Right at 290 and 99, you have the Premium Outlet Mall, which is an outdoor mall, and it's an outlet mall, yes, but it's really nice. I shop there quite a bit. They have Coach, they have Tommy Bahama, they have Saks, they have Nike. So it's really worth checking out and shopping there. And if it's not enough for you and you want to go to the Woodlands, so lots of options. But also off of 290, you have so many restaurants, Target, Lowe's, Home Depot, everything you could want. And if you remember, 290 cuts Cypress in half, so you can get to all of this activity in a reasonable amount of time. They have a nice hospital off 290. So you have some nice work off of 290 too. So besides this 290, with 200,000 people, you're going to have everything you need within a reasonable area from where you live, right? But then you have to keep in mind that you have all these master plan communities that offer their own amenities that are open to the public, like Towne Lake has their shopping and dining center on the lake. So you can go there and dine on the water at night. They have music, on the weekend. Bridgeland has events. They're building a similar setup as Towne Lake. It's called Bridgeland Central. And Bridgeland Central is going to have restaurants on the water. It's going to have music on the weekends. It's going to have living, like apartments or multifamily living there right by that center. It's going to have shops and businesses as well. So it's kind of going to be a little mini downtown. Some of them have farmers markets. So that's why location's so nice. Now, that kind of tails in all these amenities and things I'm talking about with these master plan communities, brings me to my second pro, which is going to be the master plan communities. I'm telling you, Cypress has some of the best, I think, best or most beautiful master plan communities here around Houston. They have several of them that are award winning, and they're done really uniquely. And you can look at my other video I've done on Cypress that gives you more detail on these communities. So Towne Lake, for instance, is basically built around a lake kind of life. You have boating on it, you have beaches on a private island, you have dining on the water and that dining on the water, that area has shopping, coffee, it has workout areas. So you could technically boat up to go work out in the morning or have your coffee. That's pretty cool. That's very unique. You're not going to find that many suburbs here in Houston. And it's pretty much designed around that lake light. Have beautiful amenities. Towne Lake is the fourth largest lake here in Houston, and it has 21 miles of shoreline. So that gives you some idea of its size. It has boat rentals, and you can have a motorized boat, and you can go up to 30 miles an hour on this boat. So you can water ski or wakeboard. But if you want to go faster than 30 miles an hour, you're going to have to go on ahead and go up to Lake Conroe or Austin to do that. But there's fishing on the lake. And again, their amenities there, their amenity center has a lazy river, a beautiful beach, very resort setting, very lake life boating kind of life. Then you have Bridgeland. And Bridgeland, I mean, just by its name, you can imagine there's a lot of bridges, which implies a lot of water. Bridgeland is a huge community. It has 11,500 acres. It has 250 miles of walking trails. Yes, 250 miles. Yes, 250 miles. So, so that's a lot. You have lakes everywhere. You have 900 acres of lakes with 3,000 acres of green space. You have 90,000 square feet of office space with 75 parks. So you have to think about it this way. When you're driving into Bridgeland, it feels very open, very resort-like. It's a huge development, so it's going to give you a completely different feel than you're going to get in Towne Lake. And again, it's not boating, but you can kayak. You can have up to a 20-foot boat on Bridgeland. It's a wonderful way to go. And both of these communities have schools inside. Well, a lot of these master plan communities, I'm not just going to narrow it down to these, but a lot of them will have schools inside the community. So you don't have to go outside of the community to go to school. It's very nice that it's enclosed and kind of encapsulated. Bridgeland is going to have 70,000 residents at its completion. Right now, it's about 6 years from final build out. So yes, you can still get new home construction in Bridgeland. You can get new home construction in Towne Lake. And the other thing about Bridgeland is its amenity center. It's known for its amenity centers. They're beautiful. So if you don't care about being on the water or the beaches and you like the outdoor lifestyle, that more being in the nature, the less manicured, Bridgeland's beautiful. And then you have neighborhoods like Coles Crossing that's older and developed, that has a lot of amenities and parks, but it's built out. So if you're looking for something more established, you have that. You have golf course communities such as Longwood and Black Horse. And then you have Fairfield, and Fairfield's known for its athletic center, and it's convenient. Oh my gosh, Fairfield's right off 290 and 99, right at the outlet mall. I mean, Fairfield's probably got the most convenient location if you're looking just to kind of be 5 minutes from everything you could want, pretty much 5 to 15. So Fairfield has this amazing athletic club that's open to the residents. They have basketball, they have baseball fields, volleyball, tennis, pickleball, workout room, and then they offer after school and before school care. They offer lessons, camps, classes. So really, it's a really cool feature. Again, each of these communities offer something different, and they're really worth exploring. Because they all offer something different and they kind of have their own sense of community, I'm going to go with community as pro number 3. Cypress overall has a beautiful community feel with its parade. It has the annual Lights Parade, which supports the local volunteer fire department. They have parades on Towne Lake at Christmas time, boat parades. They have farmers market in Bridgeland and Towne Lake, obviously open to everyone. They have, like I said, music at these venues, market centers that draw people to them. And they have events. All of these communities offer different events. Even Longwood and Coles Crossing, they all have their own events that they offer to residents. What I think is going to be the biggest draw for community is the Cypress-Fairbanks School District, because they're highly rated and they've got such a big draw for their football and their Friday night lights. So if you're big on that, then that's something you need to check out too here. And that leads us right into the schools. And so the schools are pro number 4, because yes, the Cypress-Fairbanks School District is highly rated, and people move to Cypress for the school districts. According to niche.com, it's ranked in the top percentages for school districts in the athletics and for Houston County and Harris County. And as always, I tell everyone to check your schools out on niche.com, gradeschools.org, the ISD websites, because it's not going to be a fit for everybody, right? You need to make sure that your extracurriculars are what you want, that what you're interested in for your studies are being supported, that the teacher-student ratios are right. And I can't know that for every school. So you really need to do your own research there. The other thing, like I said, so many of these communities have their schools within the communities. I think that's a big plus. And then this brings us to pro number 5, which is going to be construction, new construction housing. Because of where it's located, they're off 99 and 290, and they just put 99 through there on the west side. Oh my goodness, it's just opened up Cypress for even more construction. And Bridgeland's still constructing, like I said. They still have about 6 years left of construction. Towne Lake's still constructing. You have a lot of new, smaller communities that are out there to explore. If you're looking for new home construction and you don't want to be too far out, too far north, like Montgomery or Conroe, then definitely consider Cypress. It's wonderful. If you want to be on this north side of Houston, consider Cypress. All right, pro number 6 is going to be the parks and the lifestyle. Cypress has a wonderful outdoor lifestyle with, like I said, these communities having trails and lakes and golf courses, and it's just aesthetically pretty driving through it. The communities are all very nice. I mean, you do have some in between the communities where you still have some land that you can find and some maybe not so aesthetically pleasing areas. But if you're in these master plan areas or off the 99 corridor, pretty close to that, it's really nice. And then, of course, once you're inside these master plan communities, it's beautiful. All of these master plan communities, Bridgeland, Towne Lake, Longwood, Fairfield, Pulse Crossing, they've all done such a nice job with their amenities, with golf course, just the construction, the building, the architecture, the bridges at Bridgeland, the architecture is beautiful. The shopping centers they're building are beautiful. So if you're looking for something that's aesthetically pleasing, that's new, this is a really nice place to consider. So you're going to have schools inside the community that promote kind of a golf cart lifestyle, right? You can drop your kids off with a golf cart and pick them up with a golf cart. The kids are biking more to school or walking to school, and they're just more contained. Then you have parks outside of these communities that are wonderful. County Deputy Aaron Goforth Park has fishing with a license. So if you want to catch your fish and take them home, you can there, which is, again, kind of unique. It's not everywhere. A lot of the places, a lot of the lakes here around these communities are going to be catch and release. So there you can actually catch and keep, which is really nice. But you do have to have a fishing license to do that. I believe Towne Lake also has licensed fishing, but I don't know if it's just for residents. So something you need to research further. Hadfield Park has disc golf. That's fun if you like disc golf. And then you're not far from the Woodlands, which, like I said, offers shopping and all of these other things to do. And Lake Conroe, if you want more of the motorboat life, where you want to go fast or whatever the case, and you don't live in Towne Lake. So lots to do in Cypress and around Cypress without it being too far away. All right, so with all of these pros, what could possibly be the cons? Well, there's some cons that are going to be common to Houston as a whole and then specific. So the first con I'm going to go with is, regardless where you live in the suburbs, if you want to get to downtown, you're going to have traffic. I have to say that 290 is much better because they expanded those lanes, but it's still, and you have the shared ride, which again, I feel like that shared ride could be a pro of its own, but you still are dealing with the traffic getting into Houston. You can't avoid it. So it's what it is. The second con I'm going to give you is property taxes. As you may know, Houston has property taxes. We don't have state income tax here, so our property taxes are higher to kind of make up for that, right, at some level. But it's based on the cost of your home. So if you're buying a cheaper home, less expensive home, you're going to be paying less property tax. But you're basically looking at it like a 2.5% to 3.5% tax rate here in Cypress. There may be areas, pockets where you'll find it less. And then, of course, there's mud tax, and it depends on where you live and what those mud taxes are. So definitely something you have to keep in mind here are the taxes, and you need to weigh those by neighborhood because they're going to vary by neighborhood and by home. All right, I'm going to tack in here with this the HOA fees, because when you're in these master plan communities, you're going to have HOA fees. And some are going to be higher than others, and it's going to be based on the amenities they have and how many people are in the community. And you've got to include that in your cost of living. That's one of the cons that goes with the pros of living in these pretty neighborhoods. But the pro of having an HOA is that it does keep your property values up because you're going to make you maintain your home. But then that's another thing, you're going to have notices sent to you to paint or do something. And you have to get colors approved with your homeowners. So pros and cons, pluses and minuses. They're also going to restrict whether you can have a business. There's going to be controls there, how many cars you can have parked outside, whether you can rent your home out, short-term rental, long-term rental, whatever. You need to look into all of that. Really understand what your needs are and what they're allowing. All right, so con number 3 here, I'm going to have to go with, you guessed it, weather, because Houston's hot and humid in the summer. You can't get around it. It's just what it is. It's harsh. You have hurricanes, and so you have hot summers, you have hurricanes, you have flooding, you have mild winters though, so that's nice. But with all this too, you get bugs, you get mosquitoes, you get cockroaches, fire ants. So you're going to have to pay for pest control or budget for some sort of pest control around your property. And as far as mosquito goes, like you're thinking, oh, Bridgeland with all those lakes or Towne Lake with its lakes. Well, those big communities will tend to spray. I can't say for sure they do, but here in my community, they spray for mosquitoes, so it's not so bad. So long as you're keeping the water at bay around your own home, it's not so horrible. But they're going to get you. You can't avoid them. You're going to eventually get bit by mosquitoes when you're outside. All right, con number 4 for me is going to be lack of nightlife and fine dining and entertainment. They don't have a concert venue. You're gonna have to go to the Woodlands for concerts or downtown for concerts and entertainment. They have fine dining, but it's limited. So if you want variety, you're probably gonna find yourselves going to the Woodlands or downtown Houston again. Bars like nightlife, dancing, things like that, you're gonna need to go somewhere else. Actually, Tomball has a Woodrow's here, so now we have some you know bars that are staying open that are fun. Again, as things build out here, we're getting more of that downtown entertainment on this side of town. I don't know what's going to happen in the next few years, but with all this build out, you're going to see some of this improve here, I think. So, with all the pros of the location, the commute, the shared ride, the master plan communities, things to do, and then, of course, the school system, all of that, then you got the cons. Tell me which are you leaning to? Do you think the cons outweighed the pros, or you think the pros outweighed the cons? Put that in comments. I'm just curious. I'd like to hear back from you on that. And then, as always, I don't know whether this put this on your list or took it off it, but I hope you found it informative. My name is Donna Sitton. I'm helping people find their perfect place to call home. Looking to move in the next 9 to 90 days. I'd love to help you find your perfect place to call home here in Houston. Just give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email, whatever works for you. So then tap the subscribe and notification button to be kept current on all things Houston.